which is pretty cool. Boom, look. 200 rocks HP stolen. Well, nothing really happened, but we're gonna deal extra damage. Oops. First, we're gonna try to steal HP here and see what type of damage we can deal.
That's a lot of damage.
Look at the damage numbers there, boys. Can do anything here? Probably not so much. Everybody's under a bunch of buffs.
Okay.
Let's try something different. Let's steal that HP. Come on, Embrys. There you go. Hey, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Raid Ninja. So last week I showed you how to play Embrys against, or better said, how to solo with Embrys Sand Devil stage 25. And in today's episode I want to show you how to play Embrys in Arena, because this guy is a monster. I'm going to show you readily accessible builds for you. There's actually two builds that you should consider: masteries, relics, and whatnot. So, without further ado, let me show you the best builds for Embrys, and let me show you some gameplay in Arena, because this guy slaps! Guys, quick ad break. If you want to download Raid, or you want to restart in Raid, don't just randomly download it from the App Store. Use the download link below, or the link in my bio, and it will give you 2 free legendaries and 3 S tier epics. You'll get the Lenoril after tutorial, then you can use UD King promo code to get Ultimate Death Knight. At level 15 you will get Thane, at 25 Tagwar, and at level 35 you'll get Ugo. And this will help you build that Poison Dream Team. And trust me, Poison is still one of the best debuffs in the entire game. You'll thank me later. Alright, back at the video. Starting with relics. When you consider getting Embrys a good relic, you should consider, if you have Wand of Submission, this is a legendary relic. If you don't have Wand of Submission, you should consider something else like Orbs of Transfixion. This is also an epic, so this is easier to get. In regards to blessings, we don't really have a blessing here on Embrys, so I can't tell you much on which is the best. If you play one of the two builds, which is the damage dealer build, he's definitely a damage dealer, so you should get Lightning Cage, Intimidating Presence to boost your speed lead if you don't have any other Intimidating Presence in your team, or you should consider Polymorph or Crushing Rend. Crushing Rend is super strong on damage dealer, so this might be one of the better blessings on him. As for the masteries, full on damage dealing for us.
15 minutes later.
There's 2 builds out there that you can play Embrys with. If you're like super end game, you might probably use Embrys as a support, aka crowd control champion. So yeah, if you go that route, you definitely want to go for the support tree. But in our case, we went full damage because I'm a mid-game account. And if you are mid-game as well and you just unlocked Embrys, you should probably focus using him as your damage dealer, because I'll show you in a minute, he deals a bunch of damage. And he also doesn't really need accuracy to land some stuff from his first form, especially the remove stone skin. He doesn't need accuracy for that. But this is what we have in offense tree: crit damage, crit rate, crit damage, then we have extra damage here, and then we ended up with Helm Smasher for extra ignore 25% of target's defense. Right, and lastly, the build. As I promised, I have a build that is not super crazy, but also not super weak. This is, I would say, a mid-range, kind of readily accessible build that it's pretty relatable, I say. Only 82,000 HP, so not some crazy like 120,000 HP. We have 100% crit rate because we do play Embrys as a damage dealer, so we need crit rate 100% to land some crits, and then we have 250 crit damage and some accuracy, 230 accuracy. Also, other items to consider is Savage and Lethal, Cruel, and all these items that actually ignore enemy defense. And then again, if you are actually going to build him as an accuracy champion, if you want to land all his crowd controls like True Fear, or you want to do all this stuff here which removes positive buffs, or better said swaps positive buffs with negative buffs, you should build him with a bunch of accuracy and probably scratch that crit rate and crit damage. But yeah, let's quickly dive into his kit a little bit, because there might be some things that you're not really aware of. His basic attack in his first form destroys enemies max HP up to 30%, and it also increases the duration of one random debuff on all enemies by 1 turn. And this cannot be resisted by enemies that have any necrosis stack. His second skill places a True Fear debuff on all enemies for 1 turn, and a 50% decrease attack debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. This effect cannot be resisted if enemies have necrosis. So again, this is another reason why I actually built him as a damage dealer, because his first and second skill does not really need accuracy to land, especially if you manage to kill somebody first to apply necrosis. And then his most important skill in his kit: attacks all enemies, removes any stone skin buffs and replaces them with True Fear debuffs. So if enemies have stone skin, especially in arena, this removes the stone skin. This does not require accuracy. Again, you can see a similarity here. Not much accuracy needed. That's why, again, I'm not building him high on accuracy, and I'm building him high on damage. But obviously, if you play high-end arena, you might need that high accuracy. So yeah, pretty cool kit in general in his first form. And then his passive: whenever an enemy is killed, you know about it, it places a necrosis which deals damage on enemies, and necrosis deals about 5% of the champion's max HP at the beginning of their turn as well, but also at the beginning and end of Embrys's turn as well. So this is gonna proc quite a few times. This can be removed, unfortunately, but then again, this is where his second form comes in, because he applies a block revive on enemies. So obviously you block revive somebody, then they will never be able to remove necrosis. This is gonna be his basic attack in his second form. As for his second and third skill, let's start with the third one, because this is how I like to use this second form. I usually use Your Life is Forfeit, which swaps HP with an enemy and grants him an extra turn. Swapping HP is pretty cool for him to kind of like bounce back up. But then again, this skill also has a second effect, which increases his ignore defense effect by 10% whenever he uses this skill. So obviously I'm using this not necessarily to get the heal back up, but to get the 10% ignore defense. If you have long fights, like you will see in the video later on, you can actually stack this up to 50%. So you're gonna permanently have 50% ignore defense just from this alone. And then his main skill in his second form, Atomize, deals, this is an AoE attack which attacks all enemies, and this one is a double-edged sword. It deals a lot of damage no matter what, both of the sides. It deals double damage to enemy whose accuracy is lower than this champion's accuracy. So if you build him high accuracy, this deals double the damage. But if this guy is low accuracy, ignores 50% of each enemy's defense whose accuracy is equal or 2 or higher than this champion's attack. So this double-edged sword skill is going to deal massive amounts of damage no matter what. As for his passive, whenever this champion dies, reflect damage equal to 50% of the fatal hit back to the attacker. And then he's also going to revive himself. And with that said, let's jump into some arenas and show you what he can do.
Finally!
So let's try to freeze them first.
Living in a world so cold.
And then let's try to apply a few debuffs. Look at that, 230 accuracy for mid-range. Not too bad, like I literally apply debuffs on pretty much everybody. So let's change forms here and see if Embrys can actually do some good damage numbers.
NANI?
Boom, look at that. 30, 50, 30. Not too bad. We should be able to do... I should have actually... my bad. I should have used the other skill for Sanguine Maria. Right, let's do a basic here. Extra turn. No extra turn. Better luck next time, Maria. Better luck next time. Alright, Embrys with a... Embrys with a basic. Somebody's dying. Block revive. Freeze. Let's do a basic. And Sanguine Maria should be able to finish off the guy.
Finish him.
Easy!
Boom. Okay. Let's try another one. It looks pretty grim when we don't start first. So, yeah. Doesn't look too nice. Alright, Sanguine Maria is up. Let's see if we can actually do this. We're gonna polymorph first. We're gonna try to steal HP here. and see what type of damage we can deal. Look at the damage numbers there, boys. We were able to kill both the damage dealer, ninja, and the reviver as well. So actually, we might be able to win now. Right? Get out of here, Fabian. Alright, Sanguine Maria with the first turn, second turn, and a little bit of extra damage there. And
it was at this moment Jackson knew he up.
See you later, tree man. Let's try this one here. I don't think we have any chance here, but let's try it anyway. So let's try with the unkillable up. We have no more revivers, unfortunately. Let's try this. Extra turn. Let's try this. Remove everything. We should have actually considered Maria doing that. Hopefully we can snipe an extra turn here. Oh, we did. Yes, nice. Before attacking, let's see if we can actually do this. Let's go, Maria! Oh, come on, man. I got so hyped. Let's go, Sir Nick. Alright, my guy Embrys here with the necrosis. That's such an amazing passive. I think we should be able to one-shot everybody now with our second skill. Deals double damage to enemies whose accuracy is lower than this champion's accuracy. Ignore 50% of each target's defense, whose accuracy is equal to or higher. So this skill is gonna deal a bunch of damage no matter what. Boom. One shot. Very nice. This fight was super cool. I liked it a lot. Probably we're gonna one-shot everyone here. So let's try this. 3 buffs for Sanguine Maria. Fear on everyone. 200 rocks HP stolen. Well, nothing really happened, but we're gonna deal extra damage. Oops. Come on. There's nothing much left for me to showcase here, so this doesn't count. So yes, boys, as you can see here, Embrys is such a super champion to use. And he's not only strong in arenas, right? But yeah, if you want to build Embrys as a damage dealer, this is the way to go with the masteries I highlighted at the beginning of the video. And with that being said, boys, that was Embrys for you. I hope you learned something. If you are a newbie or if you are an older player, I hope you still had some fun watching me play Embrys. I was Raid Ninja. Thanks for watching until the end. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Download Raid with my link to get 5 free heroes. Use promo code UDKing to get Ultimate Death Knight.